Hello everybody and welcome to Engineering Sustainable Liberty. Today I would like to talk about delegation and how it is an essential skill for you as a solopreneur. So your attention is your most valuable resource. You can retain more of it by automating and delegating. Today we're going to talk about delegation. You don't want to do what you can delegate. Delegation is the act of passing along your work to an agent to be completed. So these can be freelancers, virtual assistants, employees, machines, and you expect that work to be completed based on a set of instructions and be returned to you so you can continue your project as a whole. Your reasons for delegating might be different, but they can include a lack of skill to complete a part of a project, a way to save time by having to avoid learning the skills to do a project, and the capacity to run different work streams in parallel in order to get through the project quicker, to increase your throughput. This sounds like a great deal, but you must make sure that the delegation process saves you more time than it costs you. In this video, I'm going to focus on what effective delegation is and how to practice it. The first part to the art of effective delegation is defining the job. You need to know what needs to get done for you to be able to communicate it to somebody else in order for them to do it. If you don't know what needs to get done yourself, if you don't have clarity, then it's just going to be a mess because the other person is much less likely to know what to do and is just going to somehow try to interpret what they think you want, work in a different direction, or it'll just be messy. So before delegating, sit down, establish clarity about what you want to do. You will benefit from a clearly defined job because you will know when the job starts and where it stops in terms of requirements and as well as in terms of the time it will take to be completed. And the agent will benefit from a clear understanding of what needs to get done because they will be able to follow instructions and don't have to fill out spaces with their imagination. The last thing you want is your agent to consume more of your time because they're asking questions that are very valid because you were unable to define your job clearly in the initial instructions. Or even worse, that they go off in an entirely different direction because they misunderstood your instructions as they were ambiguous. The second step is finding the right agent. So there's a spectrum of agents that you can use. Some are more permanent, some are more temporary. So freelancers are on the temporary side. You hire them for one job because they have a certain skill that you need for the project. Then you have VAs that are somewhere in the middle. They come to know your business more, but they're not fully employed. And then you have employees, which are as permanent as it will get. And these people understand your business really well. They have a lot of context, but you also need to maintain the requirements to have an employee. So health insurance, there's cost to it. So it's a trade-off. You need to see what works best for you. Ideally, you will start with a freelancer, which you can then decide to turn into VA, and the VA you can then decide to turn into a full-time employee. Finally, you can also have machine delegation, especially with the rise of AI and agents. So right now is the advent of the technology that will allow us to give instructions to machines that are able to go out into the world, especially the world of information, retrieve data, and almost perform problem-solving skills in the same way a human agent would. So third, after you establish what kind of agent best works for your circumstance, is the vetting process. So here you will want to use a set of different signals to identify which of the possible agent options within the certain part of the agent spectrum that you want to be. So for example, which freelancer out of the 5,000 freelancers that do web design do you want? The three signals you're going to use are reputation, portfolio, and interview. Reputation is their social proof. It's what other people have reviewed them as. Are they good? Are they trustworthy? Do they communicate well? Portfolio is their past work. Always important to see that they have the skills to do what you want them to do. And interviews are questions that are specifically related to your project. And that is it, my friends. If you do that well, you will be able to hire an agent that is perfect for your job to be done. So you'll be saving more of your attention, more of your time, and will be able to dedicate it in other directions that will allow you to thrive as a solopreneur and engineer yourself sustainable liberty. Thank you for tuning in, and see you next time.